What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope all of you are doing pretty good. So today we're going to discuss about how much protein do you need per meal for that muscle growth, to get that positive or anabolic response for muscle growth. Now there is a lot going on this blackboard. I'm going to explain you one by one what this is. But it is commonly believed that around 20 to 25 grams of protein is good to get that positive anabolic response for muscle growth, and anything above 25 grams is either oxidized into energy or transmitted through your body via urea or another acids. So we're going to see different studies here. We will try to connect the dots and find the conclusion that what is the basic amount of protein we can take per meal to get that positive muscle growth. So for the first study, this is we're going to see here. The first study is done by Arita et al. And in this study, they divided the people or the subjects into three groups. The first group is they gave 8 serving of 10 grams protein every 1.5 hours. The second group, they gave 4 serving of 20 grams of protein every 3 hours. And the group 3, they gave 2 servings of 40 grams of protein every 6 hours. Now the result of this study was that the higher muscle protein synthesis was seen in group 2. Group 2 means 4 serving of 20 grams of protein. Now, as we discussed earlier, this is in the same bracket of 20 to 25 grams of protein. So should we conclude that this is the number we should go for muscle growth? No, because there are some limitations to this study. The first limitation to this study was the subjects were given only 80 grams of protein. Now if you calculate that, 80 gram of protein is around 1 gram per your kg of body mass, which is very less, which is recommended to you for muscle growth. It should be around 1.6 grams per your kg of your body weight, or if you want to increase the amount of protein, the highest number is 2.2 grams per kg of your body weight, and lots of aspects come into play to decide that number. But 1 gram per kg of body weight is very less to see the muscle growth. So that is one limitation. The second limitation is that all the subjects, the protein given to all subjects were the whey protein. Now whey protein is fast acting protein. Fast acting protein means the absorption of this protein in your body is quite fast. So the absorption of whey protein in your body is around 10 grams per hour. So to absorb 20 grams of protein, it will only need 2 hours to absorb this protein. Now if you compare it with the slow acting protein, like for example you cooked eggs or you cooked an omelette, so of 20 grams of protein, so it will take around 7 hours, because the absorption rate of slow acting protein is around 3 hours per 3 grams per hour. So it will take 7 hours to absorb 20 grams of protein from slow acting protein. So this is the limitation, that whey protein, they have given the subjects whey protein, which is fast acting protein. So that means that yes, in initial stage of the study, they have seen the high muscle protein synthesis in the subjects, yes, because of fast acting protein. But in the long run, the net protein acceleration will be less, and the net protein is the difference between the muscle protein synthesis and muscle protein breakdown. So that is less, and the oxidization of amino acids is more because of the fast acting protein. So this is the one limitation here. Now we're going to see the other study, which is totally contradicting to this study. This study 2 is done by Kim et al., where they divided the groups, and the groups were coming in 2 sessions. So in the first session they gave 40 grams of protein. In the second session they gave 70 grams of protein. Now the first session group were given 40 grams of protein with resistance training, and with 70 grams of protein there was no exercise done, there was no resistance training. The result was there was high muscle protein synthesis or anabolic response in high muscle group, that is high protein group, that is 70 grams of protein. Now if you see, these two studies is totally contradicting. Here the subjects who took 20 grams per meal showed positive response. Here 70 grams per meal of protein showed the positive response. But this study had its own limitations as well. The limitations of this study was that the anabolic response which is calculated in this study was done on total body level, not only on muscle tissue level, total body level. So it might be possible that the anabolic responses we are getting from high protein subjects here might be involved in another tissue other than muscle tissues. So there is one limitation here, and there was also one study done on women where they gave 79% of their total protein intake in one sitting, and the other group they distributed the protein in 3 to 4 different meals, and there was no difference in anabolic response or muscle growth response shown in the two different groups. So these are the studies we saw here, and from this study we cannot come to a conclusion that what is best for us, because we seen the study of 20 grams of protein, that is very into that bracket of 20 to 25 grams of protein. We seen studies of 70 gram of protein, which is way above that limit. We have seen the study of spreading out the protein in different meals or giving the protein in one sitting, and there are limitations to all the studies. So now what should we take away from all this? What should we go and implement that in our lifestyle? So yes, there are certain doses which we go above that, the protein doses which will go above that will oxidize into energy or will transfer to urea. But the rule of thumb here is that you should take around 3 to 4 meals of at least 30 grams of protein. So at least 30 grams of protein per meal for 3 to 4 meals. That is your takeaway message or takeaway thing from this video. And if you go into mathematics and the calculations, 0.4 gram per your kg per meal should be your go-to thing. And if you are into that high-end protein intake, 0.5 grams per kg per meal should be your go-to thing to ignite or to get a positive response for muscle growth. Because we have seen, and yes, the one thing is, unless and until you take this protein from whole foods, like you include the protein of lean meat, eggs, beef, and pair it with another macronutrient source, that is carbohydrates and fat. If you are taking only whey protein, it doesn't make sense. It's not realistic. It also cannot be done for long run. The adherence is the key. So yes, if you are taking the protein via whole food, you should aim for 30 grams of at least 30 grams of protein per meal, spreading throughout the day around of 3 to 4 or 5 meals, and that will give you the positive response of this muscle growth and will help you to get beefed up. So yes, this is it from my side, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like this video, please give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share with your friends, and I'll see you until next time. Goodbye.